Yo, what is up, my Shadow Armies? It is I, Shadow Critias, back again with another Bleach review video. So yes, today I'll be reviewing another light novel of Bleach, titled We Do Not Always Love You. A light novel takes place 2.5 years after the events of Can't Feel Your Own World, and 3 years after the events of the Thousand Year Blood War arc, and 10 years before the epilogue of, well, volume 74, aka about 2.5 years, basically 8.5 years before the events of the epilogue, and 3 years before the events of the epilogue as well. So, not 3 years before. Hold on, let me think. Yeah, 8 years before the. Yeah, no, 7 years before the events of the epilogue. And this story basically tells a story about the marriage between Rukia and Renji, and it doesn't just focus on those two characters getting married. It also tells the world building and give other characters a time to shine of what they've been doing after the events of the Thousand Year Blood War, and we get to see the world building more of the Soul Society, and people are still rebuilding of the damage that the Quincy that attacked the Soul Society once and twice, thanks to Yuhaba. And so basically there's that. And basically, Byakuya has a role to help Rukia to have the best day of her life, have a wedding ceremony and all that, and becoming the loving, caring brother which is shocking to everyone, shocking to Rukia, and to show this sympathy and kind and care to make sure everything goes well and smoothly. And some people say there's no love interest between them two, which there is. If you guys pay attention, read the manga, or watch the anime, that both of them do actually have feelings for each other, mostly Renji. And the scene where Renji gets defeated by Ichigo, no, not defeated by Ichigo. I think it was like when he was defeated by Byakuya or Ichigo, I can't remember. Either way, it doesn't matter. Like, he asked Ichigo to save Rukia before she get executed, which is something that he'd been holding his emotion in from that moment on. So that shows that he actually does have a feeling for Rukia, and Rukia actually felt the same way for him. And so basically, they've been busy going through a lot of paperwork for the marriage arrangement and making a wedding announcement and all that. And they started to announce their wedding at the expensive fast food restaurant, and everyone already knew about this. I had the suspicion about why they were at the fast food restaurant. That is so expensive, a fancy restaurant titled Soulflower, and the guests are with Rukia and Renji is Hisagae, Kono, Hanataro, Momo, Rengiku, Kira, Yumichiki, and Hisagi. And then when both of them announced about their getting married and about their wedding, they were not surprised. Again, they were not surprised by this, because they had a feeling something is amiss, something that why they're coming to a fancy, expensive restaurant and all. And Byakuya covers the bill for the food, how expensive it is, and the wedding ceremony is going to take place at the Kushiki mansion, which is Rukia's home. So that's where it's going to take place. And I mentioned before that Byakuya shows loving and an affection for Rukia as an older brother should, and there's something like that, and doing everything in his power to keep and help everything goes well, make the wedding special for Rukia. And we get to meet another character named Shuo, who's actually a family service for the Kushiki family. And we actually get to see Komamura's nephews, Ura and I can't say the names. Ura and Shima. I think I said their names. I might say their name wrong, so forgive me. The first one, they're twins actually. One of them has a UAI, and the other one has SHAMA. And none of that. Tetsu, we learned that he became the captain of that division, and actually raising them two and started to grow, became soft. Then, well, because he was like, oh, serious and all, and now he's more soft by raising him and all that. And then later on in the story, that Rukia and Renji decide to move out of their place. They have their own mansion together. And when Renji and Rukia went to head down Renji's room, it's actually full of mess. Like, messed up room. So, there's that. And Urahara gave a gift to both Renji and Rukia to able to make their situation a lot easier by teleport all their stuff to the location they need. It's basically the same thing that Urahara created. Transport to other place to head down to fake Kurokuro Town, that sort of thing. And none of that. A lot of people see Urahara as a war hero, and they gave him recognition that he deserved. And none of that. They found out that, well, they learned after from Aizen and all that, like Urahara didn't make these crimes that he didn't commit and all that. And then we can see other characters like, Renji picks up wedding clothes, which is the 6th Division Squad, the symbolism of the flower. And then we actually get to see the reaction of Kuaku, who is happy about this news, but honestly shocking that everyone in the room is not, because they all knew and heard about it, but it's like Kuaku is like the only one left in the dark. And the only person didn't care less is Soifon, and that really does irritate me. Like, first, Soifon, you honestly don't care about anyone but yourself and Yoriichi. And I bet if something involved you and Yoriichi getting married, you'll be all over that shit. So I don't want to hear your big fat mouth. And so Kuaku decided to change the working hours to 2 hours, so people could have rest of the time early, and they could be part of the wedding ceremony for them too. And then both Rukia and Renji head to the world of the living to meet with Orihime at the park called Sakura Benchi Park. And Orihime, we actually get to see some of the characters of the main ones, what they've been doing in life before that 10-year time skip. Orihime works as a regular employee, works at a AB Cookies as a full timer of the situation that she's in. After she graduated, her other side of the family decided, after they helped her and pay everything that she needs, since her brother died and she doesn't have a job and she's still in school. So basically, financiers, I think that's what they call it, whatever. So after that, she decided to have to find a job, and they made her as a full-timer instead of a part-timer of the situation she's in. And we get to see Uryu as a medical student before he became the doctor. And we get to see Chad as a spar partner of a world heavyweight champion in Japan. So before he became an actual wrestler. And Rukia as, Orihime figures out that Rukia tells Orihime that both Renji and her are engaged, about to get married, and Orihime was the only person that she knows from them. And Rukia asks Orihime to be her lady in honor, and Orihime has a huge role to be the lady in honor and get everything sorted out, and contact the I forget her name, the violet pink hair Fullbringer, and they try to get everything sorted out. And Orihime decided to contact her friends to create a dress for Rukia's wedding and all that, basically from the cover from the novel. And then the wedding between Rukia and Renji became the most heartwarming and beautiful thing as a whole. Then we actually get to see the most beautiful and heartwarming thing that we see, that Byakuya walking with Rukia with a red umbrella, that sort of thing when it comes to wedding and all that. And Then after the wedding and all that, people are heading to Renji's favorite bar, Darama. So basically that's Renji's favorite bar, and not everyone are giving out gifts to Rukia and Renji for the wedding, and we actually get to see Kuaku gave Rukia a gift that belongs to Ukitake, which is the 13th Division White Robe from Ukitake. And Ukitake revealed that Ukitake was originally going to give the cloak to Kaien, the former lieutenant of the 13th Division that Rukia looks up to, because that was originally planned until 4 days later that he died. So Kuaku gives Rukia that. Basically, Rukia is gonna have this big, huge responsibility, but her hours doesn't change because when Ukitake was around, they actually find a way to, well, cut some hours done and not have Ukitake have a heavy burden because how sick he was. So they're not gonna do too much pressure on him, that. And then Ukitake gave Rukia a full envelope of cash, and Rukia was against this, but Kuaku decided to tell her just keep it, as they consider it as a gift between him and Ukitake. But she was about against it again, but Kuaku just vanished instantly. And then Rukia makes a solid vow that she will not fail her duty as the 13th captain of the division of the Kokar squad for Ukitake, so she won't fail him on that. I'm been stutter a lot whenever I take the fucking notes. It really gets on my fucking nerves. And a few hours later, after everyone was about to leave, our heroes, our main characters, Ichigo, Orihime, Uryu, and Chad give their gifts for Renji and Rukia. Basically, like a bunch of wedding cards and a basically bunch of cash money for the Ward of the Living. So there's that. And a surprising gift from Ichigo's father, and Ichigo tells Rukia about her that his father felt a lot of guilt after he heard about Kaien's death, and nothing could do anything to cheer Rukia up, and this is the best way he could do for her to make her happy as possible. And none of that is actually revealed that I fucking called it, and a lot of people may not know. Ichigo's father is actually the uncle of Kaien, which means those two people that we know in the Shiba clan, Kukaku and Gaju, they basically are cousins to Ichigo and Ichigo's sister, which makes them to the niece and nephew to Ichigo's father. So yeah. So basically, Ichigo met, which he never knew in the Soul Society arc, that he has 3 oldest cousins, and one of them was the first one, but sadly died. Like, when I was a kid, when I saw Kaien in the flashback, his hair was so similar to Ichigo. Like, wait a minute, like, are them two like related or something? Like, that's been on my mind for all these years. And then when Kukaku mentioned about him, I was like, wait, they have to be related. Does that mean these 3 characters are Ichigo's cousin, and makes Ichigo's father the uncle of those 3? Then I finally got the answer when I learned about it, and I was like, okay, it's never been confirmed it was, so I think they are. But now they actually confirmed it in the light novel, since the light novels are canon, because they fit to the timeline. Like I said, if Kubo is involved doing the artwork for the covers and the art pages for the light novel, then it's canon. So there's that. And the last few panels of the light novel is Renji encouraged Ichigo to ask Orihime and not keep a nice girl waiting. Basically became a wingman, separate Uryu and Chad from Orihime to leave Ichigo and Orihime alone. And before they're about to leave to head back to the world of living, Ichigo finally had the courage to ask Orihime out just for the two of them. So that actually shows where Rukia and Renji started, got married, had their wedding, and the ending that Ichigo finally asked Orihime out and see whether it goes there, which we already know how it happened from the manga, that Ichigo and Orihime got married and had a son of their own. Then Renji and Rukia have a daughter of their own, so there's that. And a lot of people are not gonna be happy when they see the anime, because for those people who did not read the manga, that literally happened. I'm not making this shit up. So Ichigo do end up with Orihime, and Rukia ends up with Renji, which makes a lot more sense. And I don't know, I just don't see Rukia and Ichigo be a perfect couple, because several reasons. One, they're more like best friend. They're more like ride and die, that sort of people. And plus, here's the thing. It won't work out between them two, because both of them live in their own world. And if Ichigo and Rukia became a thing, Ichigo has to leave the world of the living to live in the Soul Society, to be as a lieutenant for the 13th Division with Rukia. But Ichigo doesn't want that, because he does not want to be part of the Soul Society. He'd rather stay as a substitute Soul Reaper. And keep this in mind, they need a protector in the world of living, and Ichigo is the only protector for the world of living as a substitute Soul Reaper, so he needs to stay in the world of living. And Rukia, she can just drop her duty as a lieutenant after she just got a gift from Kuroku from Ukitake to be the next captain of the 13th Division. That would show disrespectful to Ukitake, that there will be no captain for the 13th Division. And then so she could just live in the world of living with Ichigo and all that. No, because keep this in mind, Ichigo was born in the world of the living. Rukia was born in the Soul Society, and none of that. The world of living is Ichigo's home, that he will not leave his home. And Rukia, she's loyal to the Soul Society as a whole, leaving it all behind, which just mean all of her character arc, all of her character development will be pointless and would be ruined at this point. So that's the basically the reason why it just won't work out between them two, because of, well, who they are as a character, and it just won't work out. And oh boy, I cannot wait when it animated, because if we do get animated of this light novel and Can't Feel Your Own World, we actually might get this novel in an English dub for the first time, get actual translate based from the light novel. And I can see this to be as a movie instead of an OVA or a series. Can't Feel Your Own World, I can see it as a series or a movie, but not an OVA, because if they do OVA, it's not going to be canon to people's eyes. And people think, oh, it's a filler arc or whatever. No, this is literally based off canon. So there's that. And I don't know what else to say. If we actually get these four that I just mentioned into an animated movies or series, but I think movies will be perfect fitting for this light novel, and a series or a movie in 3 for Can't Feel Your Own World could work as well. So yeah, and that's basically it on my review of We Do Not Always Love You. And for those people wondering, so you able to read it in Japanese in the light novel? No, I can't read Japanese. I just describe what I thought from the images of the art from the book, and also watch some few videos of people go in depth to the light novel and take notes of that as well. And let me tell you, it took me like 2 or 3 days to able to do this, so there's that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Links to my other channels, my social media, my Discord server, all that be down below. Screenshot about, you guys know the drill. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Kneel before, shout out Critias, and I'll see you guys later.